Hey, this is Brad from What Remember. This is a very special episode. It is the 20th anniversary of The Fifth Element, and it's also the 1-year anniversary of our podcast. As of today, we did start a Patreon account. Go to whatremember.com to check it out. There will be once a month an exclusive episode just for Patreon members. And those will be movies that don't quite fit the podcast. And we've seen them too many times to remember them. Movies like Beetlejuice, Jurassic Park, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Back to the Future. Movies that maybe you'd want us to talk about, but we just remember them a little bit too well. For all the information about the Patreon, go to whatremember.com and feel free to ask us questions on Twitter at whatremember, facebook.com/whatremember, or email us whatrememberpodcast@gmail.com. And thank you to anyone and everyone who listened to this podcast this past year. And with that said, let's start the episode.
What were you guys talking about, Natalie Portman?
Rom-coms.
We should talk. Yeah, we were talking about what's your favorite rom-com, Andy?
Ever After.
Oh,
That's
classic.
actually not a comedy, though. No, it's not.
Wedding Crashers.
It's some rom, though.
It is definitely some rom. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
I don't
movie.
think I've ever seen it either.
Yeah, I was like,
it's
I
all-
like
all-
Shakespeare with Love, or
Sort of. It's just it's Cinderella, but it's with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
okay.
And,
Home fries.
Angelica Houston.
Oh, Addams
Okay,
Family.
good.
And then two other girls. One that's familiar. I can't remember her name though.
James, who's the guy? James Marsden, Leonardo DiCaprio, Heath Ledger.
No, it's some.
James
it's,
Marsden's-
It's a guy with a
Does it
face.
seem like James Marsden would
He's
be
the
in that
one
movie?
he's in the one with Amy Adams.
Oh, Enchanted?
or whatever. Enchanted, yeah.
Yeah. This Ever After came out like 998.
Yeah, people loved it.
It
I
was
remember
great.
It being a
I-
thing. I never got turned on to the
don't
cover.
think I ever saw that.
The cover was just like them in a heart surrounded by like
Well, it's
flowers or whatever. I don't know what's going on.
It's set in France, and it's during like it's Italy. Sorry, during like the Renaissance, and it's just Cinderella. It's basically
Okay.
like that's the story. But I don't know. It captured my heart when I was 11.
Oh, see, I was talking about how When Harry Met Sally is the perfect rom-com. It's perfect.
I've never seen it.
Wow. Okay.
What about She's All That? That's gotta be. That's gotta be like
okay.
Up there, right?
Okay. It's all changed now. That's the favorite. There's no questions.
My name is Bradley Jones,
I'm Andrew Moldenhauer.
I'm Andy Hubert.
and this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to remember what happened in a movie we haven't seen in a very, very long time. This is what we remember about The Fifth Element.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
This is going to get cut, but I can't say review. Review is not coming out of my mouth. This part's getting cut for the podcast.
I think you can.
But
I think
both
you can
times.
go to almost every single episode. Every time you say movie review, it almost gets tripped up every time. It's so great.
It's good. It's really good.
This part. All
Look,
right.
Brad, we
Start
give you a
the
lot of credit.
podcast
Okay,
here.
we get it.
So, Andy Hubert, what is the first scene in The Fifth Element?
I'm glad you went to him.
It's about an element, and there's 5 of them.
So this is a Luc Besson film.
Yes.
And it's awesome. It starts with a bunch of weird alien duck-faced things.
Yeah, they are weird.
That land near pyramids, and they end up going in there for
Brad, you're
some
just
reason.
talking about Stargate now. Okay,
I
we're on
I
Fifth
wish I
Element.
was. I wish I was. And it's sort of setting up the world a little bit and building
Yeah.
a scene. One of them, they end up like tripping a trap, and they end up getting crushed by like one of the things inside the
Yeah,
pyramid.
they're trying to.
know
Inside
what
the
they're trying to
pyramid,
do.
Well, inside the pyramid is like a medallion or crystal or something like that they're trying to get.
It's like a rod.
a
it's a
ruby
rod.
rod.
Okay, maybe it's a rod.
I can't wait. I love this movie. By the way.
I think they're trying to get it, but it has to be like the sun has to be in the right position and all this stuff.
I
or
forget
else, like,
what
a
they're
trap
trying
gets
to
set.
do.
So,
But
because it's basically they're trying to do I thought they were trying to do the same thing they do basically at the end of the movie.
end of the movie.
Yeah. But they have to so there's something with like the 4 elements because there's a 5th one. But so they do
yeah.
water, wind, fire,
Sure.
earth, whatever, and then
Heart.
Captain Planet.
But I don't remember what they're doing in there.
No,
I forget.
but yeah, it's just sort of setting up the idea that there's these elements and other
Yeah.
aliens, and
It's like Indiana Jones. At the beginning, he's trying to get some random artifact that isn't relevant to the actual movie.
Maybe.
explain that scar on his chin and all that stuff.
Sure.
But then we whip to present day.
Yeah, there might already be that giant.
Maybe
evil
they were
circling...
putting them there. Maybe the aliens were putting them in the pyramid or something.
Maybe.
Setting them up.
Or getting them,
putting them
retrieving
back
them or
or-
something.
Yeah.
They might have been retrieving them, like the statues. Anyway, there's a giant black hole that's gonna destroy the world.
It's like a black ball that's like heading through, and it's pure evil, basically.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's like destroying worlds.
Yeah, and
Just by sucking it up?
I don't know how
Is it a just a thing, or
I
is
don't
it a
know.
person, or is it a...
it has like a
you
voice.
find out that it's like an entity. It's like this evil entity that's traveling.
Because it's controlling Gary Oldman through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God,
Gary
I don't
Oldman-
remember any
Gary
of this
Oldman
stuff.
is okay. He is so good in this movie, and you do not realize it's Gary Oldman unless you are told it's Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
He's-
because
got a goofy
because
hat
he has
on.
half of a toupee and
Yep.
half of it is just plastic,
Yep.
like a plastic
It's
circle.
underneath a piece of Tupperware.
Yep. And he has like this weird Southern Belle, like dandy accent,
and a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, it's so good.
He's wearing like a
extravagant
green
robes and
cloak.
things.
I'm so upset he didn't win an Oscar for this film. It's so good.
oh, he's fantastic.
Did he get it
so
from
good.
Bram Stoker?
Oh,
He had to have gotten nominated, right?
I don't know. He got nominated for Tinker Tailor, and I was really upset when he didn't win
Wow.
because that movie's amazing. But
No one remembers that movie, Andy.
what?
Yeah, no one remembers that movie.
Came and went.
I'll let it slide this time. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna watch that movie.
Yep. Sirius
boy.
Black and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Harry Potter reference. I finally get it. I saw that movie this year. What, number 4? I saw it this year.
20 years late.
But we find like there's this black ball that's moving towards Earth. And are we introduced to? I wonder if we're introduced to the president of Earth early, like right now.
Tiny
Like,
Lister.
They're talking about like, oh, geez, Mr. President, what are we gonna do? This thing's heading this way, and he's ridiculous. He's like, I don't know, whatever.
He's great. He's just
really
like
good.
doesn't care.
Everyone in this movie is hilarious.
Anyway, there's some like intercut scenes. We're kind of unsure of the order.
Right.
But there's that one. There's one with 2 priests, Ian
Oh, yeah.
Holm.
Yes.
And he's got like an apprentice guy.
Yep.
Who also know about the prophecy.
He's like a discount Colin Hanks.
Who's already a discount Tom Hanks, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
I
like
don't
a
know
half
these
off.
people.
It's like a half off Hanks.
It's a buy one get one free, and I don't want any of them.
No Hanks to you.
Wow.
And- Oh.
You keep
Yeah.
going because I'm
No,
going to
no,
skip
no.
ahead at this point.
Okay, well, I was going to just go back to Corbin Dallas.
That's what I was going to get to.
our
Yeah.
star of the
then we
movie.
get to Bruce Willis.
Orange-haired Bruce Willis.
With the wife beater, he's looking like he's
Yep.
still. He looked
Yeah.
like he just came off the set of Die Hard 3.
He may
really
he may
does.
literally have.
I never thought about that, but he really does.
He just came off the set of Die Hard 3, and
Yeah.
they were like, "We need you to grow your hair and make it orange." And then he's like, "All right, I'm here."
Whatever. Has a weird apartment.
Yep.
It's very small and narrow, but we see a lot of future technology and stuff going on in there.
Cars can fly.
Including something I
Well,
think
he's a
you-
cabbie.
He
Yeah, I was
is
going to
a
say, I
taxi
think you
driver.
talked about this before, Brad,
Uh-huh.
about the one thing you've wanted more than anything in your life,
Okay.
which is a little Chinese stand that floats to your apartment window
Oh, yeah.
when you want your food.
I've never said that, but yeah, I would want
I
that.
swear we talked about this on the podcast before.
No.
I don't know if Brad said it, but it sounds great.
Yeah, like so he's got like this little. There's like a dude with a little flying Chinese food stand, and he like floats up to the window and will make your food and just give it to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
Does-
amazing.
Does he? I think like right off the bat, he like talks to his mom or something like
Yep.
that.
His
Yeah.
mom's always nagging him.
Always
yeah.
nagging him.
Okay.
Uh,
And she wants him to like find like a sweet girl and settle
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, she keeps
and-
telling him, that why hasn't he found somebody or why he's always alone. He's like, quit bugging me, Mom. God.
I'm using the computer. Come on.
but
I'm on the phone.
He does drive a taxi, and we also, like, when he's in the taxi, that it makes a reference to the fact that he's, like, almost has too many points on his license, and he's going to get his taxi license revoked if
Yep.
anything else happens. like he gets
If you
more
get one
tickets.
more ticket,
Yeah.
you're done.
Now, Mila Jokovic.
Can we call her by her real name?
I just did. I don't know what you mean. she shows up somehow.
Hey, how does she show up?
So she was like, I don't remember. They found like some sort of cell. The government found some sort of cell in something, and they grew it in a chamber.
And it turned into her?
And it turned into her.
Okay.
And they're trying to figure out what it was. And I know because the president comes in and he's like, he's being like, I'm the dumb president. What are you as scientists talking blibber blabbering about all your science and bloops?
I think maybe even like the priests and things like know about what's going on. 'Cause
Maybe.
they have an idea what the prophecy is. They're
Well,
kinda
they
like,
don't. I think that's
pushing the
much
plot
later,
forward.
though. They do end up. They do know the prophecy.
Yeah.
Yes, and they do talk to her, and she.
Well, yeah, they wanted to.
They
Everyone
kind
wants
of like
to take her.
translate. What,
But yeah, they open the container and they show her it's her.
She's
and
like the key.
He's like,
Yeah.
wow, it's a chick, and then she just like straight up busts out of this like tube.
Oh, after putting on some sweet ass
Medical
white,
bandages.
Yes.
white medical bandages
Yes.
over her.
Yeah, you see, there's nudity.
wears.
There is nudity in this
Ooh.
film. It's a PG-13 film with full frontal nudity.
But she busts out and escapes from the little science facility.
I saw a girl at a Comic-Con wearing that costume, and it was amazing.
I bet. That's
Oh boy, yo, yo,
boy, yo, yo, yo.
boy, yo, 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 yo. Orange hair and everything.
But she, as soon as she gets out of that chamber, I think she like escapes immediately, like fights them. She's
Yeah.
like super
Well,
talented.
they're all scientists. They're just like, oh, we don't know what we're doing.
yeah, she goes through like a vent. I remember them like
Yep.
chasing after her, and she's like far away, and she just looks at them and just walks away. Like just keeps walking.
She also
away.
has orange hair.
And eventually she gets to like a fugitive moment where she like finds herself at the edge of a building like super high up
and
Yeah, yeah,
jumps.
and jumps.
and then lands in Corbin Dallas's cab. I'm
Yep,
pretty sure.
in his taxi. And like the fact that she falls through the roof, like his taxi's like, damage detected. That's another point on your
Yep,
license. And
that's
he
it.
gets fired.
Well, no, there's cops that come up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Chase him down. And there's a sweet car chase and getting away
Yes.
from those.
But I thought he got fired
cops.
before that point even. And he's trying to explain to the car. He's like, no. Something just fell on me. I don't know what
yeah.
it was.
That
And
could
they're
be.
like, sorry, you're fired.
Because it pops up on like a TV screen
Yeah.
in his cab, and he gets fired in his own cab.
Yep.
Welcome to Johnny Cab. That's from Total Recall. But.
Mm.
So there's a sweet chase scene, a futuristic flying cars zipping
It's
around.
almost Blade Runner-y, like through the city, and he like outwits the cops.
Yeah.
And takes her back to his place.
I think so.
I think he does because the
There's a part where he hides her in a refrigerator.
Yes.
yeah, and then they come to his
It's a shower.
they come to his
Oh,
apartment.
a shower. Yeah, the shower gets turned on.
They come to his apartment because like he has a TV screen that shows him like who's coming up, who's like
Yeah.
there to see him. And
It's some sort of like old general guy with like white hair and a
Yep.
beard.
Because he used
Colonel
to.
Sanders.
So the idea is
Yeah.
that Corbin used to be in like the special forces, and
Was
so yeah,
Okay.
they mentioned that.
All right.
He used to be like a super soldier, but now he's retired and he's just a gruff old guy.
I just want to work the beat.
just trying to make my way in the world, but all I know is killing.
so does this general guy come to talk to him?
Yeah,
What does he talk to him about?
the girl. I don't know if it's right here or
I
later.
think this is later because he meets with the priests first. Like I don't know if she tells him to take him there or not, but
There's something that happens where there's a setup with a radio contest
yes,
where he wins a trip to this place.
that's after the art general guy because the general guy
Yeah, yeah.
tells him that he's gonna fix that up.
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's a-
set that up.
Uh-huh.
Because they basically realize that like they need, I don't know why they need to like get like they're supposed to be like meet an operative on this
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cruise or something.
I don't know how he gets wrapped up into doing this. If
Yeah,
he, like,
I don't-
wants to
I
do
don't know
it.
either.
He starts to like feel compassion for her.
Yeah,
like,
he
maybe
starts to really like her.
volunteers to do
That's
the
when
job.
he's like when he drops her off at the priest's place too. He's kind of sad to see her go because they're like she can talk to them, and
Yeah.
then he's like, oh well, like hey, like can I still hang out with you guys?
Right. Yeah, there's a part where he essentially gets rid of her,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't because he just goes right back to her.
Right.
So how do they get into outer space?
Well,
So
that's a little bit later. We're still
Yeah.
trying to figure out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, he wins a radio contest that was set up by the government
For like a trip for
to our
two
trip to
Oh.
to outer space.
on this cruise ship.
But I'm not
so random.
still trying to figure out why
So
they
it's
want
part
to
of-
work with
So
him.
the idea is that, like, yeah, for some reason, like they know that he has her in his apartment, and the military guys show up. So he hides her in his shower, which like retracts into the ceiling.
and she gets all wet.
And so then the military guys come in, and then someone else shows up and he hides the military people, who's like the general
That's right.
and some lady, and he hides the general guy. He like hides in his bed, which retracts him to the
Oh,
wall.
yeah. And
Wait,
that's where they
I just
escape.
had a blank out. Why does he hide the general?
I don't know why he has to hide the. I just remember the bed coming back out, and like when the bed
that
goes
happens.
in, it like makes a new bed, which is like
Is it because
vacuum
his mom
sealed.
showed up and like his mom
I
loves
think
the
it's the
general?
priest.
His mom does call him though, and he yells at him on the phone for not taking her on the cruise that he won, because they announced on the radio that he won the
a
cruise.
trip for two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, he like gets a little envelope in the mail that's like, "You won this thing." And the Chinese food guy, I think, is even like, "Hey, you got mail," and he's like, "That's never good." And it turns out that he won that cruise.
Yeah, there's some sort of escalation of hijinks happening.
Yes.
but
So
they end up escaping together.
we also during this have Gary Oldman talking to like these lizard aliens who
Yep.
are like his henchmen, sort of.
The evil force is pushing him to kill Lilu.
Yes.
essentially. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It basically, he needs to like either deliver Leela to the evil alien or just kill her.
And the alien is like using psychic powers to physically hurt Gary
Yeah, at some
Oldman.
point it like makes his like head bleed.
Yeah,
It's really
I didn't
weird.
understand that scene when I first saw the movie. Just like he started having strawberry jelly come out of his head.
Right.
I like forgot that he was being controlled at all.
Yeah.
But he's like the head of some like corporation. Like every
He has
villain is
resources
always
of
the head
some
of a
kind.
corporation. But
He's got henchmen. He's got these lizard people.
so I think you're right that like he hides the general when the priests show back up, and the priests are like, "Oh, like we heard you won that thing. Well, instead of you going, we'll take her, and the young priest is going to go with her on the cruise."
And he's going to be Corbin Dallas.
Yeah, so he'll pose as the young priest is going to pose as Corbin Dallas and take her on
Screw
the cruise
that.
so that she can meet up with the thing and fulfill the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do
And-
that.
But things go wrong, and
Yes.
Corbin Dallas wants to go instead.
He eventually is convinced that he needs to go as well in order to like help protect her.
Oh, yeah. They get a multi-pass.
Corbin Dallas multipass. So the young priest and Leela go to the airport.
Yeah.
And that's when Corbin shows up, and like as they're trying to check in, he like shows up like, "Oh, I almost thought I wasn't gonna make the flight. You can get out of here now." And the young priest guy's like, "Oh, jeez, okay." Ooh."
So that's when they get on the flight. But also several other people
Yes,
come in posing as Corbin Dallas.
including one of the lizard aliens who looks like a regular person. Like they have the ability to like look like normal people. And he
Shape-shift.
comes in too. He's like, "I'm Corbin Dallas," and the lady at the ticket booth who like recognized Corbin Dallas because he won the contest.
And he's already boarded.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, congratulations!" And this guy comes in, he's like, "Hey, Corbin Dallas here for my cruise." She's like, "No, you're not," and like locks down the airport to arrest him, and then like Gary Oldman blows him up, which is like a bomb in the airport, basically.
Oh, wow.
But this
Andy has never
scary.
seen this movie.
This happened.
No, I haven't.
He's never seen this movie.
None of this makes sense.
But they get on like a shuttle to go to space.
None of it makes sense until we get to Chris
Yeah.
Tucker.
Oh, this is
Right.
where we're pretty much there. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Come in.
He is
on, man.
so good.
Come
Ruby Rod he's like some galactic radio host, and
So let's just get there. Corbin Dallas
Oh.
and Lilu are on the ship. Everyone else got stranded at the airport.
yes,
Ian Holm,
the old
Gary
priest, the young
Oldman,
priest, the lizard
people.
guy, everyone.
Yeah, even the general, I think, maybe even be there.
It
They're
could
all
be.
they're all stuck there. So that's when they get on the flight.
Yep.
And the babes on this flight.
The flight
oh
attendants
boy.
are all hot.
They
babes.
would make Hooters costumes look like they were clothed.
Oh,
you know?
boy.
Yeah.
And this is also where we get introduced to Ruby Rod. Who,
There's
yeah,
also
who is-
another singer too on the stage.
You're,
Like,
you're skipping ahead.
that's the head to the cruise
So
ship.
Ruby Rod is sexual energy. He is Prince ramped up to 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone in the galaxy
Everyone.
loves Ruby Rod
And
his
wants
radio.
to f*** him.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody.
There's not one
I mean, have
person.
you seen his hair? It's like a giant
my
penis
God.
off his head. It's amazing.
it's like Krusty the Clown, but just a little muted.
So he's a louder than life person.
Yep.
He will not stop talking.
Oh,
he
man.
starts flirting with all the hostesses and flight attendants, and he gets like real close to one.
Oh, baby.
And like she comes.
Yeah, she does.
She
and he doesn't even
comes
touch
from
her.
talking to her.
Yeah. That's what happens.
When you get close enough to Ruby Rod's aura,
He's just amazing.
it's just gonna happen.
Look, it's Ruby Rod, Andy. You don't get it. So part of winning that contest was also that he has to be on like the Ruby Rod show.
Yeah.
And,
Like
they
a
have an
talk
interview.
show?
Yeah, he wins some sort
He's
of
like a
talk show
radio
appearance.
host, is what
Okay.
Ruby Rod is basically. He talks into
Yeah.
like his.
I don't remember this
cane.
movie at all.
He's got like a cane that's
He's
his
always
microphone.
being recorded.
Yes. Like he's live.
He always
all the
has
time.
like a headset always on like
Yeah, some sort of earpiece.
He's like
Yeah.
the original blogger. Like he's like always
Yeah.
live streaming all the time, and like that's what. Yeah, like they meet him in the hallway, and he does a hilarious thing where like all these Asian girls like want his autograph. He just like paints down a bunch of books that they're holding out with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Like that's his
Yep.
signature,
That's
and they all
funny.
faint. He keeps trying to get Corbin Dallas to like talk,
Do an interview.
and he keeps giving like one-word answers.
and Corbin Dallas does not
He
want
hates
any
this
of it.
guy because he's a rough ex-military guy.
Sure.
That doesn't take no silliness.
He's also just very annoyed by Ruby Rod.
Yes.
He has a lot to take in.
there's a lot going on with that
Ruby Rod is
character.
overwhelming.
Yep. So they take this shuttle to the cruise ship, which seems kind of silly now, but
Oh, is that a cruise
Because the
ship?
cruise
or
ship is in space?
yes,
Okay.
It's probably like a space station.
it's like the most luxurious. It's like the Titanic, but in space.
Yeah.
which is fitting because it ends up exploding at the end of the movie.
Does
Yeah.
Yeah.
it? The only thing I remember is there's a lady.
That's the
She's
big.
a lady.
Yeah,
She's
that's,
got like blue hair.
that's part of the big sell
Or
of
a
this cruise is
blue
that on this
blob.
cruise is this like
World
amazing
fa-
the diva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an alien songstress.
She's like
Yeah.
the best singer ever in the history of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's all I remember.
Everyone wants to see this lady perform. So
yeah, and they end up going to like a hotel,
yes,
and it's kind of like an awkward situation where they're trying to figure out who's gonna sleep in the.
yeah. Where are you gonna stay?
I don't know. They're getting closer and closer as the movie goes on.
Lilu and Corbin?
Lilu and
Yes.
Corbin,
Okay.
my man,
And Ruby Rod.
and the Rube.
He gets
the
closer
Rubester.
as well.
Why not?
So they go to the concert, and it brings everybody to tears.
Oh, and I think one of the priests stows away on the spaceship.
could be.
And so he like
Maybe they
Yeah.
both do. I bet they both do because they're in the movie the whole time.
Yeah.
Ian Holm and the other little priest guy. They find a way in.
But yeah, so they go to the concert
Yeah,
and
it's wonderful.
even Corbin Dallas is blown away.
Yeah.
He's sitting there like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh my
this is
God.
amazing." And she sings this it's a really nice song, and then it gets kind of weird.
It turns into EDM,
Yeah.
opera EDM.
And then all the bad guy lizard aliens bust in
They shoot
Yep.
her.
and shoot
She
her,
gets shot.
and they shoot up the place, and they take like
Yeah, it turns into a big thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Gary Oldman's there.
Yep. Well,
and-
he shows up a little bit later.
Yeah, you gotta wait for that. That's a thing that.
But he
we
does
talk
show
about.
up. You're on the right track.
So-
Don't be sad.
I don't remember this
The
movie.
diva, the diva gets shot.
Yep.
And inside of her are the statues.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just one of maybe it was
All
all
of them.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, cuz they went to the ship and like the point was they had to meet an operative.
Yeah,
And
and
it
that
turns
was
out
her.
she's the operative. And
Right.
she, yeah, he's
They
I
didn't
don't
even know at the time.
I don't know what the plan was if she didn't get shot. If she was
No
just going to
idea.
cut herself open cuz she's like, "Yeah, I have this thing.
She could
It's
poop-
in my stomach."
She could poop them out if she wanted to.
So Corbin has to like reach up in her and pull out like these
Yeah.
rods, and at the same time try to like rescue the ship because basically the lizard aliens hijacked the ship.
Yeah. So there's a awesome shootout
Yes.
between Corbin, my man, the lizard people,
Come my man.
and Mila Jovovich kicks some serious ass.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
She's doing hurricane ranas and cartwheels and drop kicks
Just
and
destroying everybody.
roundhouse kicks and
Well, she's
beating
like
ass.
she's just like badass like kung fu person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
You
don't even
Oh,
know,
she like
know
reads
her.
like a book, I think.
well,
Right? She
yes and
watches.
no.
Her
There's a
origin.
scene where she watches like war. Like she doesn't know concepts.
Well,
so she watches like
and she gets all upset.
movies that are
She
about
gets upset when
things.
she finds out like humanity has fought itself all the time.
Yeah.
But like the fact that she's really good at kicking a bunch of butt is part of the fact of her being the fifth element. She's
I
like
think
the
she learns
ultimate
it.
being.
I think she reads like a
I don't
book.
think she does. I think she's just
so,
inherently.
Brad, you think she just reads information and then she's
This
I
like,
think there are
isn't the
several-
Matrix, Brad, where she like,
I'm talking louder now.
like show me download kung fu.
that does happen. She's watching
Yes.
videotapes and she's learning about our society.
Yeah,
and
she learns
things in it.
English. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she learns war.
She learns war. I think she even has some fighting and maybe even some comedy or something in there. But
Ooh, comedy classic.
she wants to be loved. She wants to experience this. This is like the big thing in her life.
she wants love
She wants love
from Corbin.
Yeah, because that's the big thing at the end that we'll get to when we get there. But like she has essentially given up on humanity and life. She thinks it's not.
Yeah, because when she watches all
Worth
the
it.
war stuff, and she's like,
It
humanity doesn't
changes her.
deserve to live. Basically, she's like, no, you're
There's just too
awful.
much sadness.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
sad. But there is the hilarious gunfight where Bruce Willis and Ruby Rod are fighting all the bad guy aliens. And like Ruby Rod's like live broadcasting the whole gunfight with his little gun, with his cane microphone.
Yeah. He has like a, what is that? Like the PlayStation came out with that little thing that you hold and it like captures your body as you're like playing some of those games.
The Move.
The Move. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, I think. It's got a PlayStation 3 Move.
And I think while that's happening is when also the lizards fight Mila in like their hotel room.
Yep.
And she gets shot.
She gets shot.
Yeah.
She is dying. Mm-hmm. So there's a scene where Bruce Willis and Gary Oldman don't see each other. One gets on the elevator, one gets out of the elevator. Mm-hmm. The lizard people have set a bomb.
Yeah, that's right. They set a bomb on the boat.
Gary Oldman doesn't know that. He arrives to the scene with the guns ablazing.
Yep.
He finds the bomb. He never once sees Bruce Willis or Mila Jovovich, and he just ends up exploding on that cruise ship.
Yes.
Yeah. Does he get there as the bomb is like about to go?
Yep.
He's like, crap.
All that work for
Poor
nothing.
Gary Oldman in these Luc Besson movies.
Right?
He just explodes every time.
Does he explode in Professional, Leon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because what happens is Leon, they have this like gunfight, and Leon's like dying, and Gary Oldman comes up to him to like do this like one-off line, and Leon shows him that he already like pulled the pin on a grenade, and he's just like, "Oh crap!" And then it just like explodes.
Yeah,
Nice. Poor Oldman.
Yeah. I mean, he just showed up on that ship to make sure the job got done because the evil creature was yelling at him.
I hope that Luc Besson puts him in another movie and has him explode again.
So at the bad guy's been getting closer to Earth the whole time, and like
the big evil.
the
planet.
big evil thing. So the president was told by the priest about what has to be done, and so he's like telling Corbin. That's why like the general came. It's like the president is like demanding that Corbin take care of this for him. I guess.
Okay.
So
They have to go fulfill the prophecy. They land on the pyramids.
Yeah, the desert pyramid place from the first time,
The first scene of the film.
and they figure out that the rods are supposed to go on these things. And
Well,
then...
there's corresponding symbols and things on the rods,
Yeah.
but they don't know how to activate them.
right.
And there's nothing in the prophecy that like says
No
what to
directions.
do.
They don't get a manual.
Mhm.
They don't understand what's supposed to be done, and they find out by accident, sort of.
Well, they're trying to get her to tell them what to do, and she's like speaking kind of a weird code.
She's
language.
upset. She's upset and she doesn't want to tell him anything. And she's also dying because she got shot in the gut. And then I think they find out by accident because the young priest sneezes on one of the things, and it turns out it was wind, and it's like glows, and they're like, "Oh, got it."
What did you do? And then everyone's like panicking and circling, like, "Okay, go. What did you do exactly?" It's like I don't know what I did. I did this, and I went, and that was what did it.
And there is like a tense scene for like the fire one. Like Corbin has like 2 matches.
Yeah, so
left.
the earth one is just throwing sand on it.
Yep.
The water one is like somebody's sweat or something
Yes,
like that. So
yeah.
They each take like a statue to do it on.
Mm-hmm.
And the other, I think there's a setup. You are like
You said a statue to do it on. You're talking about sweat.
Your mind
over
is
here-
in
he's
the
over here
gutter.
giggling away like a high
The
school
one
kid.
thing
I
you-
love it.
I didn't say anything. You
One
had
thing
to
you add to
acknowledge
this
it.
podcast is kitty humor.
That was so. Oh man.
All the phrasing there was great.
And then I think it's set up that Corbin either gave up smoking or this match means something to him.
Oh, maybe.
Because he has a match in his
Yeah,
pocket.
he's got like 1.
And it's just like, nobody breathe. And they end up lighting the match and slowly putting it onto the pedestal and activating the fire.
Yeah.
But that's not over yet because we need the 5th element.
And they don't know what the 5th element is.
Is it
they're
light?
not sure. It's Lilu herself.
It's her. She's
Oh, yeah.
the 5th element.
But she doesn't want to like commit into it until
Yeah, she's still upset about war.
yeah.
Oh my
until
god.
Corbin says
She needs to process that.
that she loves her.
Yeah, and finally he's like,
There's
"There's
this-
more to humans than fighting. There's also sex."
Do they
Well, I think
have
it's-
sex?
They do at the
They
end.
bing
but,
bong right on the middle.
But it's love. Love was
It's
the
love,
thing
yeah.
that she wanted.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Wait, are we talking about Shrek in this movie?
You guys haven't seen that clip? I'll show it to you another
I
time.
don't want
Alright.
to see that.
I-
clip.
Just
worried
look up
about
Shrek
it.
is love.
I know about internet and Shrek. I know things are going on there.
You-
I don't
mean-
want to be a part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Okay. Then what happens? There's all
So
5
this whole
elements.
time the
And
evil was
the
approaching
giant
where they
light
are.
explodes up into the sky like a Marvel movie.
Yes.
And destroys the
Just
evil
just
planet.
shoots the evil planet, and it's like, what? I'm dead.
And they
Well,
end up
doesn't the-
saving the day.
Okay.
And the president
Yeah, what's
breathes
the
a sigh of
president
relief.
doing?
He's on like a battleship that's
He is on
right
a battleship.
by the evil planet. Like they've been sitting next to the evil planet waiting for something to happen. And like they're like, "Oh, we're about to die." And then at the last second this works.
And there's some kind of medical tank where Lilu and Corbin Dallas are in there and they're getting it on.
Oh, they're bing bonging.
And people like don't want to interrupt them. It's like, oh no, come on, open up. Let's congratulate our heroes. And
Oh
it's like,
yeah, I feel like it's the same kind of thing as
you don't
like,
want to go in there.
that
We
she
don't want
was
to
in
be
the
bothering
beginning
them,
or something.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just banging in some sweet ultraviolet light.
They're bing bonging all up and down.
I'm gonna watch this movie backwards then. I'm gonna start with that scene.
Start with that scene. You're like, and then you're gonna stop. You're like, that scene's all I need.
Okay, I verified the last scene.
I think, and that's pretty much it. They win the day, and then they have sex, and that's the credits.
Yeah, and then Corbin probably, or not Corbin, but Ruby
Rod,
Rod probably
yeah.
comes back and it's like, you saved the day.
Come on, man.
Corbin, my man, you saved the day.
And that's it.
Come on.
That's
the
Fifth
fifth
Element.
element.
I love this movie. I can't wait to watch it.
Jeez, I thought I would remember
I'm so excited.
You don't know anything
I
about
didn't know a
this
single
movie.
thing. I was like, I
Oh,
mean,
man.
I vaguely know what the movie looked like.
You're gonna love
So
it.
join us in part 2. We see what we got right and what we got wrong.
You might remember me from the cab. Remember? Bada boom. Big bada boom.
Boom.
Boom. Big bada boom in the cab. Here, look. Like, I drive a cab. This is me. Corbin Dallas. Corbin. You understand? Here. You take it. Go ahead. You can call me when you learn how to speak English. Just kidding. Kidding. And you, what is your name? You. Corbin?
Illuminai che t'arriva alla mina c'hai, e batte se bat.
Good. That whole thing's your name, huh? Do you have a shorter name? Not you. Short.
Lilu.
Corbin. Lilu. Corbin.
Welcome back to the Big Bada Boom podcast. We watched The Fifth Element.
Big bada boom. I watched half of this movie like a week ago and then the other half last night.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do it all at once, or?
It was
I
too
fell
hard?
asleep the first time actually. It was
It's like a 50-50 if Andy's
It's a-
going to
it's
fall
a
asleep
long
during
one.
any movie.
Yeah. He made it through RoboCop.
I did.
That's true.
That kept
But,
his
I mean,
attention.
it's RoboCop.
You could definitely watch this movie in parts. It feels like two
Yeah.
distinct films.
Yeah.
It's like before they go on the
Yes.
cruise and like after
There's
they go on
very
the cruise.
distinct sections of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's an epic basically. It feels that way.
A space opera, if you will.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. It just moves, and
Yep.
you get like a real open window to the world that they're setting up.
I remember the very first time I ever saw this movie. I started like first 10 minutes. I was like, "What is this dumb sci-fi movie?" Like, I'm a sci-fi movie guy, and even like at the time, I was like, "What am I watching?" And then like by the end of that movie, I was like, "This is just amazing." And I feel like this time, I went in and thought it was amazing the whole time. I love this movie.
Yeah, it opens in like 1914.
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be earlier than that, but I guess not. And a guy who gets like fifth billing is in there for a minute. Luke Perry
Luke Perry
is
well,
wearing
he was a name then,
I guess,
which is weird to think about.
Sure, I guess
Because he was on
a get.
Beverly Hills 90210.
90210 No is more like it because I didn't want to see him in this movie.
He was only in the movie for like 5
I
minutes.
feel like it was
Yeah.
definitely
If
like
that.
we need another name for the poster.
His
like,
name was in the opening credit crawl.
Yep. Like I said, I gotta throw that name up there and get more people into the theaters.
Those robots though.
Are they
the
robots,
beginning.
or you think they're like human, like organic things underneath like a robot costume?
I
What do
don't.
you
I
think?
want to think.
You think they're machine people?
Yeah, I want to think they're like biomechanical.
They're very inefficient as
They're- yeah,
whatever
they're-
they are.
yeah,
they
that's
can
true.
barely walk.
They can barely walk.
Yeah, one of their guys gets caught behind a wall and they just leave him.
They're like, sorry, Fred,
Like,
you
was
should
there
have
a
upgraded
time
your
limit?
walking.
Like they were gonna come
unit.
back in 300 years. They could have just like opened the door, like broke it down, or like
Oh, that was it.
a bunch of the kids could have like got chisels and knocked the wall down, but they just left him in there.
You know?
They'll come back 300 years later, and he'll still be there. He'll be like, "Oh, okay,
Finally.
So the stones are there in 1914, and they come back to that same place at the end of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd they take the stones away from the place it needed to be?
They didn't want to keep them in one place during the whole time they're gone.
Well, they
Then
should have
someone
put
would steal
them there at the end. Then they should have never been there.
It's
at
the
any
same
point.
reason Asgard didn't want to have 2 of the Infinity Stones in their vault, because that's
Oh,
too tempting
wow.
of a target.
What
Brad.
nerd alert! The sound design in this movie is so good.
Oh man, it's
I
fantastic.
heard it with I was listening with headphones, and I was like, oh, left channel, right channel. It's like things are moving around.
I haven't done that. I need to do that now.
I was like,
I don't think
ooh.
I've ever
yeah.
listened to this with headphones.
Yeah, it's one of the
I watched it with headphones too.
It was one of the first movies that actually like utilized the channels.
Oh,
like,
man.
the surround sound. Surround sound.
You really kind of get a lot of that with the singing with the opera lady.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with the
Crazy digi opera.
yeah. It was good at first, and then it got into like rap opera, and it
weird.
got kind of bad, but then it also got kind of
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time, she like starts doing the Macarena in like the middle of it. In the intercut scenes,
Yeah.
pretty insane.
I was like, she's a great singer, but then when she started doing those like crazy scatting vocal ranges, I was like, that's not her doing it. It can't be her.
No, they did it. They recorded her singing all those tones and just put it on a synth. Like I think in the trivia, it mentions the fact that like the director specifically wanted the song to be something that was like physically impossible for a person to sing.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, to make it that much more like, wow, like this. Obviously,
a
this
space
alien
lady.
is the best singer because
Yeah.
she can do this.
She can turn her sound into a synth orchestra.
Yeah.
I might have missed it though. Why does she have the stones inside her?
She was smuggling.
Yeah,
them.
she was smuggling them to the.
But my question was, did she have to die? Like,
That's what I was wondering. I'm
like,
like,
if she
was
was
she
a-
gonna just poop them out if
Yeah.
like that didn't happen?
they're going to
Was
be
she-
surgically removed.
But
It's-
it's-
Wait,
but-
how did she get them in there in the first
right?
place?
I was like, you wrap them in a balloon and you just.
shove them up your
maybe
butt.
she just eats them like a snake.
She's like, yeah. Was she like, oh, this is convenient that I got shot here because this is right where I had them at least.
I mean, she's an alien. Maybe she has like a trap door somewhere where she just lift it up and stuff it right in there.
my storage pouch.
Exactly. She's like a kangaroo.
There's a throwaway line where it's like, we'll give you the stones after the concert. Like maybe she had to like work them out. Like she was like, they're pushing. She
Yeah.
was pushing them through. Like she
Yeah.
couldn't give them to him right
I took
then
a
and
bunch
there.
of Space X-Lax earlier, and I'll get these stones to you in a
Yeah.
bit.
I'm a little clogged up from the flight, but I'll get them out there.
So yeah, what's the story behind that? Because I feel like I missed that as well. They knew that someone was there to pick up the stones, like the
Yep.
singing lady.
It was all planned.
When did that get planned?
So the duck aliens kind of orchestrated all of that
Yes.
on their end.
Okay, so the aliens from the very beginning, who you
Yeah.
never see
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
Well, you do. They just get blown up real good.
Yeah, they really do.
When did they get? Oh yes, yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
And then the only thing that survives is Mila Jovovich, who starts out as like a grasshopper.
Yeah, like a little
She's
tiny
like a little grasshopper
speck of
guy?
something.
What is it? I forgot
I
about
don't
that.
even. Yeah. it
And they
was-
turn a grasshopper into a beautiful lady.
They're like, we put it in this chamber so it can grow to its full whatever.
Is that just like a common practice? They have to. They have a whole room dedicated for that
Yeah.
chamber to do just that thing.
They didn't know what they were gonna get into.
No, but that one guy was really elated by the fact that he was like the perfect being.
Was it the guy with the tiniest goatee mustache
Yes.
in the world?
He had 200,000.
He had a pencil
that guy.
goatee.
Look at the DNA strand. It's like the 4 humans.
Put it through the cellular hygiene detector. The cell is, for lack of a better word, perfect.
I mean, if anyone's gonna have a weird naked lady in a tube, it's gonna be a bunch of nerdy scientists,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
I mean,
That guy in general, the pencil goatee guy, he gets shoved into a freezer.
That's funny. Yeah, I like
Yep.
that.
And then later he just appears again. Like he got shoved back into that freezer as Bruce Willis was leaving
Yeah.
for the trip.
like
Who came to rescue him?
when I first saw this, I was like, he's dead. Like,
yeah, and then he showed back up.
That
I
scene
mean,
is so
and
sitcom.
like the priest was almost died in the bed too. He got vacuum
Yeah.
sealed.
It was
in
a
the
It is
bed.
like a
comedy of errors.
sitcom.
I'm
yeah.
I'm like, this apartment is just dangerous.
I feel like that's just like French comedy, and like
Yeah.
Luc Besson just like snug it all in there in that scene.
it was really good. It's a good scene where he's like juggling all three different groups of people trying
Uh-huh.
to figure it out. And
Oh yeah, so he just was like a sweet military guy. who
yeah,
just-
he's ex special forces,
he's-
whatever.
He's the last of his
the
squadron
best
or
they
whatever.
got.
Yeah, I get what? Really? I'm the best? Don't you have like a whole team of people?
Yeah, wouldn't you have someone like younger and eager and
Someone who trained
A little
for
more
maybe the
hair.
rest
yeah,
of
someone
it,
who is
or-
recently training for this kind of thing? Like instead
Well,
of-
he left the military only 6 months before
Oh, did he?
the movie
I
takes
missed
place.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they say that line. He had only been out for 6 months.
Why did
Okay.
he leave? Is just his friends died? Is that what do you think was the catalyst from him leaving?
That might have been.
At this point, I don't remember.
Well, they don't say it in the movie. It's all
yeah.
He probably
what you think.
was too cocky and did something bad, and they kicked him out or
Could
something
be.
like that.
Punched a
they
superior
discharged
officer.
him. He's very cocky.
Put a
throughout
superior
the entire
officer in a
movie.
freezer.
Yeah, it's just what he does.
Left him there. That's his MO. So how about those McDonald's girls? did those catch your eye? I saw them and I was like, what are these? I was
I
like,
did not even think about
I was like, this needs
Brad.
to. Why isn't this a Halloween costume? Like, I get the Lilu Halloween costume, but like,
Yeah.
where are the Fifth Element McDonald's girls costumes?
Like now, that's a reference
Yeah.
I would appreciate.
Like all the women in this movie are very sexualized.
Yes, that's true.
And it doesn't stop with any sort of
Those
profession.
flight attendants.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's no ugly people working.
Yeah.
In this
all
film,
all of the flight
other than
attendants were
police
like
officers.
light-skinned, freckled face women.
Yeah.
Who
Oh.
were wearing like almost no clothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, either some sort of alien race of like super hotties.
Yeah.
or
right.
just,
Or
like-
genetically engineered flight attendants.
Yep.
We get them all from the same place.
Whose only weakness was Ruby Rod.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I wanted him in this movie the whole time. He's so funny.
You get him just enough. I
Oh,
forgot-
he is fantastic.
I
the
and he
entire
doesn't,
time,
he doesn't
in every
stop, too.
moment.
No,
Um,
yeah, every bit he's on scene, like all his little like we were.
He talks about
referencing,
things like
"Come
being
in,
green.
Come in, my man.
Like,
and
like, is this cool? Like, are you green? I'm like, what does that
There
mean?
were
It
so
says it
many-
a couple times in the movie. Like,
There were so many things that he was saying that was so fast. I
Yeah.
was like missing.
watching
about
yeah,
25%
watching-
of
you need
it.
to watch this with subtitles.
Watching his scenes with subtitles is really funny. You get to like really like see all the stuff he's doing and saying, and it's really good.
Right size, right build, right hand, right on. Right on, right on. And he's got something to say to those 50 billion pair of ears out there. Pop it, D-Man.
Hi.
Unbelievable.
Chris Tucker just speaks fast in every single movie
Yeah.
he's in.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, Coben Dallas? Coben, my man.
Even in Friday, he talks that fast.
Yeah.
What about next Friday?
Is he in that one?
What about the Friday after next?
I don't think he's in these.
What about Silver Linings Playbook?
Yeah, well, he's like bipolar or something like that,
I don't
isn't
remember.
he?
He's probably
Like
talks
manic.
really fast too. What's the one where he's on a train? Is it Money Talks or is it just called Money Train?
No, Money Talks is what it's called.
Okay.
And that's with Charlie
Wow.
Sheen. I have no
Yeah.
idea what that movie's about.
Nobody does. And
It's about money talking.
on a train. The train is made of money. What I like about this movie is that you see like the poor to like the middle class to like the wealthy, like what they are in this movie, and what I feel like, oh, these are what things are going on and
Yeah.
inside this, and like
I mean, there's a lot of social commentary packed into this movie.
yeah, Gary Oldman firing like 1 million people just like out of the
Yeah.
blue. And
Yep.
the government being kind of
Like inept or
inept in a way.
yeah, really weird.
'Cause
I
they're-
love the president. He's really funny.
Tiny Lister.
Yep. He's so good.
He comes up with the idea to send a guy undercover for no reason to like do the biggest thing that they ever need to do
Yeah.
ever.
Yep.
Like, why we'll just send the army? But he makes a line like, "Oh, we can't send the army. We have to do this covertly." There's no reason you need to do this
And they-
covertly.
Yeah.
And also, like, they could only do it covertly after he won that contest.
Right,
Like, it was
they
like
made a
the
big
only way
spectacle
to make
about
it
it.
work. It was
Yeah.
like the president of Earth couldn't get
couldn't
like,
get two seats on this
Yeah.
cruise that
Yeah.
aren't from a
Like, hey,
contest.
you
Or
got a
just couldn't get
cruise
this
coming
lady
up.
to come like
But he has
Out
the
of her
power
way.
to fix a contest in order to win those seats. Like, what?
the government just had this really wacky plan without figuring
Yeah.
out like the direct line.
and it takes up to the last second too for this plan to like really work out because no one knows. Like, they know that they have to get these stones, but no one knows what to do with them. Even the priests don't know what to do with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, they're all like, well, we'll figure it out when we get there.
It's like that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Cross that bridge when we get to it.
Right. I
Oh,
think,
we're there. Oh.
yeah, I think part of the idea was that they all assumed that Lilu knew what to do with them.
Yeah, she was not
And
being
then she was
helpful.
like, I'm not even going to tell you.
She's like, war sucks. This sucks. I'm done.
Right, yeah, she gets shot once. She's like, I'm
got-
out of
she
here.
got shot a
I'm
bunch
out
of
of this
times.
world. Yeah, that's true.
Gary Oldman really ripped the
with his
hole.
awesome
Rip the
like
ceiling
smart gun.
apart.
Yeah, I love that Swiss Army gun.
Yeah,
thing.
that thing's awesome.
He goes over like all the little things he can do. It's like somebody. It's like every Mega Man boss wrapped up into a gun.
Yep, that's actually a really good description.
Rocket launcher. Arrow launcher. With explosion of poisonous gas head. Very practical. Our famous net launcher. The always efficient flamethrower. My favorite.
The best part was when he didn't get what he wanted from the
Oh,
aliens.
yeah.
He was just like, "Well, there's a self-destruct button on there. We'll let them figure that out."
Just
And they
blows up.
press
Blows
it.
them
and,
up.
Yeah, all of them die.
But they end up still working for him later, so I don't even know what that
I
connection
don't
was.
think they end up working for him. They end up having a plot where they're going to steal them in
Yeah,
order
they
to
go out
sell
for
them
themselves.
to Gary Oldman.
That's why Gary Oldman himself goes to the ship, is because he's no longer with the lizard dudes, and the lizard dudes are like, "Well, screw this guy. We'll do it ourselves."
It's a quick little line where
It's a failure to communicate between these parties in this movie.
Yeah, there's a quick little line where one of the monsters says, "Well, if he wants to get those items, he's going to have to buy them or something like that, or we're going to get our
Sure.
revenge in this way."
Yeah.
By taking over this cruise ship.
Okay, can I say the real MVP are all those sailors on that cruise ship who stepped up during this terrorist
to
attack
get shot.
To get shot.
I forgot about that blonde, muscular guy who's like doesn't
Doris,
understand.
or is it Doris? I think it was Doris.
I don't know.
or
I don't know what the guy's
something
name
like
is.
that. Yeah.
But there's a bit where like Bruce Willis
can't
wants him
hear.
to throw the gun.
Oh,
And he ends up just like throwing
It's
cue
supposed to
balls
be-
at
yeah.
him.
Cue balls. Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a Mozart kind of dude, where yeah, like Amadeus
It's
or
really
something.
funny. And I do that gimmick in life. If somebody asks me to get them something, I just give them the thing that they did not ask for.
It's so funny. He
That's
loves
something
them.
I carry over.
And he's
into
so
the-
excited about helping out.
real
He's
life.
just like, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted those
It's
cue balls, eh?
Thanks.
Well, he also like couldn't hear, is what they
Yes.
said. Like he was
Like I
deaf.
said, it's supposed to be
Sure.
like a Beethoven.
But like in the middle of a fight, if someone's saying, "Give me that thing," and you throw two cue balls, like what? Where's your head at? Where's your head at?
Where's your head at?
Oh
Where's
man.
your head at? So, as the only two people that have been on a cruise, you and I, Andy, what did you think of the cruise that they went on?
Wait a second,
was
I'm gonna be on a cruise
luxurious.
in just like a little
Yeah.
while.
Oh, we
Well,
should
when's that
have
gonna
waited.
be?
We should
By
have
the time
waited.
this podcast comes out,
Yeah, right.
I'll have been on a cruise.
Ruby Rod was there on my cruise, at least I know.
I mean, you don't get to enjoy nice weather on the space cruise because you're in the.
They said you
spaceship.
could go outside, and they have like 400 beaches, but like at night.
Oh, God,
like,
is
ship
that to like
goes
the
up.
planet they're going to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It just looked like a water planet.
I thought that planet had the beaches, and they were just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You, and
I was,
you could
I
travel
was
to
talking
whichever
about
one you
just the
wanted.
cruise part, Brad, not the excursions when you get to the
Well,
destination.
I'm sure those are included. Maybe
Like,
for
I don't
him.
know if that ship had a rock climbing wall. I don't know if it had
It
a
had-
water
it had-
slide.
It said
We
they
didn't
had,
even
they
get
had-
there.
They said they had 12 pools, 2 of them on the roof. They had
I mean,
roof
it
pools.
seemed
Roof
pretty,
pools.
that room that they got was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, with the tuxedo rack that you can just get free tuxedos from. Does he pay for those tuxedos?
Right? You have to, right? I mean,
Does he need 15 of them? Can they just size him out?
Probably. He rips through one gets real destroyed. Nobody can keep clothes on in this movie.
it's true.
I thought Ruby Rod was like a singer or something like that. I didn't realize he was just like a
He's a
radio
podcast
host. He's
guy.
he's
Yeah.
like a podcast guy.
He's like future Casey Kasem.
Right. It's a really good. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. And I love the idea that it's like this crazy cane is like his microphone, and that like I don't know,
It makes him seem like the Riddler in a way.
yeah, almost yeah.
He's definitely a character.
And we talked about his hair, which is just amazing.
Yeah, it's like a little cone going
Right,
jutting
straight
right
forward.
outside of his forehead.
Yeah.
They do little things to just put character like into all these people. Like even like the police cop who gets like spooked by Corbin Dallas, like spills McDonald's all over his
Yes,
like, his
he's
vest.
got like the two big drinks.
Like, oh, that guy was going fast.
2 golden menus.
Thank you. I'm too old, too tired, and too hungry to go chasing some hot rod.
Thank you so much.
And I'm definitely too thirsty. Whoa.
There's so, like I said, there's so many little background characters that
Yeah.
make me laugh in this movie.
The younger priest guy was like the most underdeveloped character, but
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
like a version of younger Ian Holm.
He was wearing a miniature Devo hat at one point. Did you guys see that? The black like cone hat.
He had a cone hat on.
He had
He had like a weird hat. Yeah, weird looking hat thing.
Bruce Willis gives some really bad lines in this movie, but because he's Bruce Willis, they just work.
Yeah,
He says, I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English. That is an awful line. But Bruce Willis is saying it, so it gets a pass.
You buy it.
Yep, a lot of those. Yeah, there's so many lines that
You're
wouldn't
like, well,
work.
that's true.
Look, lady, I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English.
I watched a little kind of featurette of it was like a 12-minute video of Mila
Jovovich just...
Jovovich. I didn't realize that's how you say her name because I butchered it in the first
You
part.
did. I got upset with you. 'Cause I thought you were making a joke, but you legitimately just didn't know her name, I guess.
I didn't know how to pronounce
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I mean, it's a Russian name. I don't know,
Yeah, you're rushing to get it out of your mouth. That's for
Whoa.
sure. Didn't take your time to learn it.
That's a Brad joke.
but it's Jovovich, like a Y. And she was saying that Luc Besson had started writing this movie when he was 16 years old. He had been working on this movie for a long, long time. And the actual language that she speaks in the movie is a language that he made up.
It's good. She commits
And
to it.
I had read
He
some
said
about
he
that.
had close to 1,000 words that he had like created for this language.
I think like in the trivia they mentioned that like on set, her and Luc Besson would basically like just converse in this language, like almost like he would to keep her in character would talk in this language all the time. And I guess they still do it kind of to this day when they see each other. I was like, that's weird.
She does amazing body language in this film.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
acting.
Her whole acting, her
Yeah.
whole role is
It's
body
so
language.
good. But she's like
Yep.
first coming into being, and she's within that glass cage. Like she goes in like yoga poses. She's all
Yeah.
distorted and creepy, and
Yeah, she was
she's
saying
very
that
physical.
she had to her role was to basically act as an alien, understanding human traits and like portraying those, and like an alien trying to grasp like this new world around her.
It's kind of it was watching her learn how to like she was also kind of learning how to function in like a human body, and it almost it's a weird comparison, but it kind of reminded me of Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black. Like being an alien inside a person, and like really good physical acting, just of like convincing me that
Stellar.
this is new. Yeah,
She's
like
so good.
It's really good.
Guess how old she was in that movie?
25.
19.
Oh wow.
This movie?
She had done a lot of movies before this one. I think Cuffs came out in like 92, and I thought she was older than that.
She was in like The Blue Lagoon
Maybe it was
too,
only a few years
in like
later.
the early 90s as well.
Yeah, she was like a
She started
16 or
acting when she was very
17-year-old.
young.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was only 19 years old when she got the role. Not when the movie came out, but when she started working on it.
Okay. I still think the whole head bleeding thing is weird.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't work for Gary Oldman's
I wanted
character.
to talk about that. There was no wound or anything, and
No.
it literally looked like barbecue sauce.
It's just the evil creature
Barbecue
willed blood,
sauce.
like willed blood out of his head somehow. It's
but
really
there was
weird.
no wound whatsoever.
Nope.
I was like, "What is this?"
It's just showing the power of the evil darkness.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I thought it was kind of cool, but I was like, just make it blood. Like, why didn't you do that?
We also didn't mention the hilarious choking scene,
yes,
which is really, really
he chokes.
good.
Yeah, or Darth Vader's like, don't choke on your aspirations.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by that choking scene?
That was a great scene too. No, where he like starts choking the thing, and who is he talking to? The priest?
He was talking to the
Yeah.
older priest.
Oh,
The older-
yeah,
with
yeah.
the older priest.
With the little
The
elephant
little
guy.
elephant creature on his desk,
That
and then he's
guy's
like
great.
pressing all the buttons because his desk is this giant control
All the
panel.
CDs
All the
shoot
little
out.
robots are coming out on the floor. Like
Nothing is working.
Nothing's happening. Finally, he just saves them. I love how he's like, "All right, I'll let you live for now because you saved me." And I'm like, you could still kill him. I don't.
It's
Well,
like
he said, "You saved my life. I'll
Yeah.
spare yours for now."
solid scene.
I feel like nothing else in Gary Oldman's character's bio led me to believe that that would be something he would care about.
Why wouldn't they just cast Billy Bob Thornton in this role? I felt like they just made Gary Oldman do like a southern accent. I was like, this guy sounds like Billy Bob Thornton.
Because
Yeah.
Gary
he was,
Oldman,
he was kind of doing
Gary
like a
Oldman's
George
amazing.
Bush.
It was years before I realized this was Gary Oldman playing this character. Like
He's a chameleon.
he's
Also,
really good.
I wanted to look this up. Is he wearing teeth on top of his teeth in this scene?
a good
It's
question.
Like, he's like,
I don't know.
He's got like some big upper
Big
chompers.
teeth, yeah. I don't know.
And they're like, but they were like really crooked. So I was like, maybe they're his real teeth, but they look so big.
Yeah.
How big are they?
Too big.
Tooth big.
Tooth big.
A little tooth big. Yeah, but I don't like the goo out of his head because he's wearing that little plastic visor
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So like it's not coming out of the top of his head.
Right?
It's just coming out from the middle
it's
of it.
very
It,
confusing.
Yeah, it comes out from the middle of his forehead.
And you're right, and it's so dark. It looks
And
black
he-
at first until he rubs it.
He rubs it, and there's no possible sign of a wound.
Only when he rubs it do you realize it's like red, and that's when I was like, oh, I guess that's supposed to be blood. Like,
Yeah, because it comes out like this kind of like I don't know. It's like a dark red, little bit of like I don't know.
it looks like
brown.
barbecue sauce. It's like what you say. It looks like barbecue.
It's barbecue sauce.
They gave him the jam.
It's Casey Masterpiece barbecue sauce.
Oh, boy. Is it sponsored by?
Yeah.
I hope so. Give me some. I need to make some pulled pork.
So the biggest thing we got mixed up was just like the ongoing events of the apartment scene. So let's just try to let's work through that
Okay.
scene. Okay, so Bruce Willis is eating the Chinese food from that guy.
Which is awesome.
Then his mom calls.
No, he gets a letter getting fired.
Oh,
yes.
Because Gary Oldman.
I love the way that the guy delivers it. It could be good news. You're fired.
That's okay. Everything about the Chinese food guy is great.
Yeah, he
looks so familiar.
Oh man.
I meant to look him up. He looks so familiar. Like he looked like he was in something else. Like I don't know, some TV show or something.
I think he was your grandpa. I think it was your grandpa in the movie.
Grandpa? Grandpa.
Where do you think you got that almond chicken recipe from?
I guess I got it from Grandpa.
And then he wins a bet because the guy like bets this lunch.
Oh yeah,
So
that
Bruce
is
Willis
bad
eats
news.
for free.
Yep. And then he immediately gets like the other letter.
Yeah, he gets the other letter for the contest winning, but he doesn't
Yes.
open it yet.
Right.
He goes, and then the police. What are they? Police? What are
No,
they?
his
Space
mom
cops?
calls.
His mom
first.
calls
His
him
mom
first
calls.
because she hears that he
Because
won
she's
on the
like,
radio.
Yeah,
because
she's jealous.
she's the one that tells him that he won the cruise.
Yeah.
Right. And he hadn't been listening because like for the last hour, I guess, like Corbin Dallas was.
She called
on
him
the
to be
radio
like,
about
so you're
it.
taking me on the cruise, right?
She's like, I need that vacation. You know I do.
Yeah, she's really
I
funny.
was
Classic mom.
Yeah. She was like, I was in labor for 9 months, and this is how you repay me.
She calls later in the movie when they're at the hotel, and it's perfect because like, how did she get that number? How did she get that number?
And then, yeah, and he's so defeated, he just goes, Mom. He doesn't know how to handle his own mom.
So then the what are they? Are they space cops? What are these people?
Yeah, they're like
What's
weird
like the government
space
space
police.
Space police show up, and I guess one of the guys knows Corbin Dallas because he's notorious for whatever reason. He goes through his shelf of like awesome medals and talks about how he's these are 3 reasons you're chosen for this mission, and they're all kind of the same reason.
Yeah.
So, like you have all these qualities to fly a ship or whatever. Yeah. And it's like you're the best of your kind and you're the last of your kind. It's like, well, no.
They have no reason
They
to
need
pick
more
him.
reasons.
Right.
I think the only reason is that he won this trip, and they were like, okay, this is an opportunity.
He didn't win. That was all set up. The president set it up for him to win.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was
That's
all
the whole
rigged.
point. It was
I think
rigged.
they even mentioned like
Oh, boy.
we'll have to get
Oh,
a man on
man.
that
Well,
ship.
This part
Okay.
you fell asleep and didn't go back to this part.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, that was all fixed. The government was. That's what I said. The government's able to set him up to win a contest to get on this ship, but
But he
can't
can't get
just
that lady.
straight up buy tickets to get on this ship.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's outside of their realm of possibility. Maybe they can't do it.
Maybe that's just a 16-year-old trying to write a screenplay. Logic for making that movie happen.
Oh boy.
So then there's like a Helga. I'm gonna call her Helga. She's a Helga.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
some sort of like
Yeah, I know
big,
what you-
big bone Princess Leia bun wearing foreign
That's supposed to be his
Scandinavian woman
wife.
who's supposed to go as his
Right.
wife, I guess.
And he immediately says, I am not going with her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't happening.
Not
Homie,
gonna
don't play that
do it.
game, is what he says. I think it's an actual line from the film.
Oh boy.
Look it up.
And then Mila Jovovich
Ooh.
is outside of the apartment. And he makes up this story about him being his wife. And it's like, oh, you got married? And it's like, well, she's going to be my wife or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm going to marry her.
And that's
Right.
that's good enough reason for them to get shoved into the refrigerator.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, she was running away from the police earlier, so I wasn't sure why he didn't want the police to be, or the military
Because she
to
would have
be
known
there.
it was her.
Yeah, I was gonna say those guys were like the space army dudes, and then later the space police show up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I don't know. He didn't want them to run into her. I don't think they would have known who she was.
No, they totally would have
that dude
known.
was in the...
He was in the room
Oh, you're
when
right.
she
He
was
was in
there.
created.
Happened.
But yeah.
But
he-
how did Corbin
how did
Dallas
he
know
know
that?
He wanted to sleazily take a picture of her.
Ooh.
That's a line that she says in the thing.
Yeah.
Should have brought my camera. Okay, so so Ian Holm, Corbin opens the door, but Ian Holm pops up with a gun.
Yep.
And
Because he's going to steal the ticket.
he's gonna steal the ticket.
Right, because they need to get to the operative.
But then the other police show up.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but
New York
The
police.
regular space police, not the army guys.
But I guess his name on the outside of his door got moved.
It got
to a-
switched somehow.
Or they just either that or they just
Well,
went
'cause
to
there
the
was a
wrong
shot
We
apartment.
don't know who
someone-
did that though. Was
Someone
it the
pulled
army?
it- Someone pulled the name off, but why did they put it on a different door?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but it did happen.
Yeah, that's
Oh, boy.
that's what happened.
It was like a plot hole they tried to like cover up with
Yeah.
inserts, I guess.
They could have just been like, "Oh, I think this is his place." Yeah, all right. Like, explain that away.
Yeah,
Like,
because
they just
Corbin
went
he
to the
puts
wrong
his
apartment.
he puts his hands on like the thing,
Yeah, they like designated circles on their doors.
but they don't know it's him from that. I don't.
Yeah, I
remember.
guess they didn't have like a. I don't know.
See, I would have liked him to like him be smart enough to like frame it on someone else that Corbin
Right.
Dallas lives in the next building, but that didn't really get.
Although
He just moves a
those
Post-it
police
note.
were actually the aliens. They were the monster aliens.
Right.
No, because they get gunned down by the
By the
monster,
monster
aliens,
aliens.
moments later, and then the guy who's not the real Corbin
really?
gets stolen, and then that becomes the aliens take care of that fake Corbin and try to pass them off
Yeah.
because they think that's the real Corbin. This is a complicated.
There's a lot of
is.
things going on in this.
Yeah, it's a hard scene. Some hard scenes to write to get him to that cruise, get him to the
So
Greek.
we get to the point where he needs to hide the priest guy.
Yeah,
and
He hides him
Lilu.
in a
and
bed.
Lilu. He hides
Yeah.
Lilu in a bed that.
No,
No,
hides
he
ran
hides the
rabbit
priest in the
sh-
bed. She's in the shower.
Yep.
Yeah. So does this bed wrap itself, or is it a whole new bed?
I feel
It
like it's
wrapped
like a
itself.
whole new bed.
I feel like it's a whole new bed.
It's like a
I don't know.
vacuum packed, like freshly cleaned bed.
Maybe it's just like
But
there's two beds in there.
But
and it
at the same
alternates
time,
between
I'm
the
like,
two?
that seems really like high end for this crummy apartment.
Well, if he because the priest guy gets wrapped up in a plastic wrap.
yeah. Which I feel like it's
It
like,
wasn't like that when he went in it.
like
Right.
a fresh
And then-
vacuum sealed bed every day or something.
Or it's just like the same one
That's
that's
so.
getting clean.
Do you have to like rip the plastic every single time you want to
Right?
use the
That seems
bed?
very
I
wasteful.
have a theory that it's two beds, and they just switch between sleepings, and they self clean and then wrap themselves between cleanings. Because
Yeah. Well, that's what I
Two
was.
beds
yeah.
at the same time.
yeah.
Two chicks at the same time. Man. So does he throw them in there when the police show up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he puts his hands on the yellow sign
Uh-huh.
or whatever. they
Right.
are.
Then his neighbor goes
His
bonkers.
neighbor. Yep.
Yeah,
his neighbor's
he-
shaving, and he just says,
he gets carried out of his apartment in a body bag.
"Yep," in like a tuxedo bag
Yeah.
almost,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, just getting dragged away.
And then the lizard people end up stealing him, thinking that that's the real Corbin Dallas.
yeah.
Yep.
Then he releases the priest and Lilu.
This scene was so hard to remember. We're almost there.
We just watched this. We're barely getting it. And he gets them to. Does he get them to leave? Like,
No,
he eventually takes.
he gets the priest out of the bed because
Yes.
he was
He's about to
suffocating.
die.
Right.
And the priest sneaks up and hits Corbin in the back of the head
With
with
a
right.
trophy.
with some sort of trophy that he
Yeah,
won.
one of his medals or something.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then they run away.
With the
Yeah.
tickets.
With
and
the
then
tickets.
after that, the three space police who were in the
the
beginning.
Space Army, yeah.
He opens the fridge and he says, "I'll take the mission," and he takes whatever that thing is. That
And those
they-
three guys are like frozen solid. They have icicles on their nose.
Yep.
They're all
Yeah,
blue.
Like they're dead.
That's like a super freezer.
And then he shuts them back in and leaves his apartment. So who rescues these people? How are they back?
Look, maybe they're all clones in the military. There's just clones of those like three people for everybody. So it's all new people we see next time.
Maybe.
And that's when we get the really good airport scene. They also have like the weird thing in the airport where there's like also like a garbage strike or something. So there's all this
Yeah.
trash in there for some reason.
I didn't
I'm
get
like,
that.
why
That
is
had,
this-
to, that had to be like cover up a set.
Right?
That's the only way it had
like
to
that's
have
why
been.
they could explain away not having like a bigger spaceport. I get like why was that a subplot of the airport?
It was definitely covering up like set design. I would have to believe.
It was weird.
Although it's kind of a funny element because like we can't take care of our trash as it is right now, and like can't really find out
That is
place to put it. So maybe it's just
Maybe
like
it's more
trash just
commentary.
exists
Yeah.
all over the
it
place.
could be just be more commentary because there is a lot of it.
Yeah, in the beginning, Corbin hides from the police when he's in his taxi. He goes underneath what he calls the fog, and I guess there's just like a layer above the earth that is just like completely uninhabitable.
Yeah, like
that's
the,
like kind of
the
my
depths of the city.
yeah, it's kind of my interpretation of it. That like
Yeah,
we've
I
ruined
felt-
the first few
right.
layers of the earth. or
Yeah.
whatever.
You can't go down there at all. It's just all smog and There's no visibility, and
Right.
it's probably just like toxic.
Yeah. Everyone's living in the skies.
So that's when the young priest and Lilo are trying to get on the ship, and
That
Then-
doesn't go well.
Corbin shows up. But that's where we get the multi-pass, all that bit. I do like the airport.
Multi-pass.
Like when he finds, he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad I didn't think I was gonna make it. You can get out of here now," and just like throws the young priest guy
Classic
out of
Bruce
there.
Willis
So good.
acting like Bruce Willis in that film, in that little scene there.
And then you get 2 other people trying to come in as Corbin Dallas.
The lizard
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
So many Corbin Dallases.
Yeah, like
And
I like
then-
the look on the check-in lady's face when the last one comes in. She's like, "You're also Corbin
Yeah,
Dallas."
like the Gary Oldman's henchman tries to sneak on
Yep.
as Corbin Dallas. For some
His acting
reason.
is great. His
his
he's like-
accent's so thick. I couldn't say what he was saying some of the time, but
yeah.
it was still pretty.
He was like dumbfounded. He didn't know what to say. He was just like,
No, I am
that's
Corbin.
impossible. I am Corbin Dallas.
I love it too. Like he's like, yeah, the lizard guys don't realize that they have technology to be able to be like, this is a fake person. Like,
They're so dumb.
because he's looking at that screen and it scans him, and it's like evil lizard guy. And she's like, well, okay.
I will say those alien guys, their like head pieces were impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked great.
A lot of motion in the ears and the eyes
Oh,
and the
ton.
cheeks, and
It didn't
a lot
look,
of actuators.
look fake. It
Yeah.
didn't look like Planet of the Apes like style.
Maybe they got real aliens for this film.
Yeah, probably.
Casted some real aliens, you know?
Maybe this
Aliens-
movie was shot in the future.
What else you got on your list, Bradley?
I don't know.
You got a lot.
No, I
written
don't.
Down.
I actually have very little to this movie because we did so well on the.
You're
in the
pretty
part,
good.
in the part onesies. Oh, we learn about Corbin Dallas through the stuff in his apartment, which I really like.
Yeah.
That's how we're introduced to him. He just like wakes up from a dream that he's or something. Oh, there's little connections between scenes. It happens a few times in this movie. That's the first one. It happens later with Gary Oldman looking for the stones and them not being there, and it cuts back to like Mila Jovovich explaining like about the stones.
Oh,
and it keeps
yeah.
there's like intercut scenes
Oh yeah, all of those scenes are so fantastic.
where like Gary Oldman's about to finish a line, but then like Mila Jovovich, Gary Oldman asks a question in his scene, and then it cuts to Mila Jovovich in a different scene answering the question.
Yeah. This is really cool.
And that happens again. I forget what other point it did, but
It happens at the very end too.
Yeah, during the opera scene, I guess they like intercut the fighting with the opera stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Don't remember how any of that happens, but there's some great moments in there.
Yeah, but it's just the transitions were really well thought out. Okay, back to his apartment.
Yeah.
We get like he's trying to quit smoking. He used to be part of the military.
Yeah.
His like best friend is like estranged or whatever. There's just so much like he's got the cat that he's got taken care of. We learn
Oh
a
my
lot about
God.
Corbin Dallas in like seconds.
There's
him talking to
so
his friend.
much information in this movie that like you listed a bunch of things and I'm like I don't remember any
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah, like I didn't mention it before, but like just the set design itself of his apartment is really cool.
Oh yeah.
Like his apartment is really cool. Like we were just glossing over the fact that there's like the bed with the shrink wrap and like the fridge that retracts into the ground to reveal the shower.
He's got like
and-
cigarettes on the wall, like a cigarette dispenser that
Yeah.
like wants him to quit smoking. Like it's like it has an like positive messages next to the cigarettes. Like, you can quit, buddy. But it's still giving him cigarettes.
And then you got like the window service for like street carts and stuff for food. It was like, really cool. Like that set alone is like such a good atmosphere for the world.
Yeah, I love that like the Chinese restaurant was really just a boat that just
Yeah.
just comes right up to your
Yeah,
house.
'cause you
It's
can't
so
like,
impressive.
Yeah, you can't really go anywhere. I'm sure that restaurants in the sky or whatever.
Right,
but-
they got the fog down there. You can't go below. It's like, how else are you gonna go?
and there's no supermarkets that I could tell. So
Right.
how else are you eating food?
Yeah, it's not. Is it carry out? Is it?
I don't know, but-
come to you out.
Mila Jovovich like dehydrates an entire turkey. And then
that's
he's
right.
like
She
visiting
does.
the priest. Yeah.
I was like, when is Elon Musk gonna learn how to do this technology? I don't care about going to Mars.
Yeah.
Make a pill so that you can turn it right into some food.
Yeah.
She's like crazy ravenous and just eating like all the priest's food, and she puts like a little plate of something into a microwave, and it comes out of a whole fully
whole
cooked turkey
chicken,
with,
yeah.
with stuffing and just like
She just plows
it's
That's
like a
like-
cartoon turkey.
Yeah. Any movie that's like in the future that has a food scene, it seems like that happens. Like Back to the Future 2 does that.
Yep.
Like just when are they gonna invent that? That'll cure starvation.
Zorg was the name of Gary Oldman's character. I had no idea. But he's got his name like printed on the side of buildings.
Yep.
Zorg.
Just classic,
16-year-old
capitalist.
screenwriter,
Yeah.
evil guy name.
Yeah, what is his role? Like, what does he do? Like, how does he have such a big building?
He's
He
a
owns-
corporate
yeah, he owns
guy.
Zorg
He's
Corp.
Mr. Corporate.
What does Zorg Corp do?
They
Sells illegal arms.
They sell
to
like
the-
crazy weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're like just a big industrial company.
But they also like have like the taxi system underneath them. They're
Yeah,
just,
like
a
they just
giant
own parts
thing.
of everything. Like
okay.
they make everything.
The guy that tries to rob Corbin in the beginning of the movie, was he on drugs or just had to pee his pants? So there's a part where Corbin Dallas first exits his apartment, and it looks like his hallway from the peephole. He opens it, and it's a guy wearing a hat with the image of his hallway as the hat.
Yes.
That he was just putting his
displaying
face
in
up
front
to
of
the
it,
peephole.
Yeah, I
Which is so
vaguely
good.
remember that. That was
So
such a
good.
stupid scene.
I love
and,
it.
and he has some sort of like crazy futuristic crossbow.
Uh-huh.
And Corbin Dallas like knows about it, and he steals it, and then a tower of weapons comes down next to Corbin. He just like adds it to the pile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like this happens every day, where it's just like someone's trying to rob him.
And he's like, I'll keep this.
Yeah, but that actor made some really weird choices. I couldn't understand. Like maybe I'll play the whole scene, but like I couldn't tell what he was trying to tell me about his character.
Give me the cash. Been here long?
Yeah, long enough. Come on, give me the cash.
Is that a Z140? Alleviated titanium. Newer charge assault model.
Yeah.
Good thing for me it's not loaded.
What do you mean it's not loaded?
Well, you have to push that little yellow button to load it. Take your time.
Oh, God.
You want me to? Okay. There you go.
Give me the cash!
That's a very dangerous gun. Maybe you better let me hang on to this one for you, huh? You don't mind, do you?
No.
You sure?
No. Take it. I don't need it.
It's a very nice hat.
You like it?
He either really had to pee because he was there all night with his head down, showing that hallway thing, or he was a drug addict. I couldn't figure out which one was which.
He could be both.
That's true too. Drug addicts have to pee, Brad.
Drug addicts have to pee.
You don't see any
too.
bathrooms in this movie. That's the one
Yeah.
oversight.
Well, I mean, I assume you just go in the shower.
Like normal.
It's the future. Yeah, it's the
so
future.
it's the same. So it's just like the same.
Yeah, I poop in the shower all the time.
Oh, you poop in my shower, make me clean it up.
Well, of course, it's not my house.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna do it at my house. God,
I'm the guest.
I liked with the shuttle, like when the guys for like the maintenance crew on the runway is like flamethrowering little aliens.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun
yes.
That was a
They're
good
all
little
like
bit.
Jamaican, and they started playing this like kind of reggae type song, and they're passing marijuana around.
Yep. And just flamethrowing weird aliens.
Yeah,
Stowaways
they all
on
look
the
like
ship.
Jim Henson puppets.
They do.
They look like those Dr. Mario. Isn't there like little like critters or something like that? Or is there
The
another-
viruses. The viruses in
Yeah.
Dr. Mario.
Yeah, it's like that. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, just like a throwback science stuff. Anytime they can just wedge in some science fiction, they're gonna stick it in there.
Oh yeah.
Some sort of like space, shuttle just like has creatures that just got sucked out of there somehow through space travel.
So also the ending with the giant antimatter planet.
Okay.
That
Can we go right before it? Right
Sure.
before it, the bomb scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Great
Ruby
scene.
Rod sees a bomb on the side of the door, and he's like, but there's like Ian Holm comes by and looks at it, and he's like, and like they're both just staring at this bomb, and it's like, is that what? It can't be what bomb, because all cruise ships have bomb detectors.
Yep. And then it immediately
And then it
goes
says,
off.
But this
detected.
this bomb had gone by for 5 minutes. These
Oh,
bomb
yeah.
detectors are
Look.
not functioning.
Nope.
At their highest capacity.
It only detected a bomb when someone said bomb.
I
So
want.
maybe that's the only detection it has. Someone has to see the bomb first, and then it's like, oh, I heard the word bomb.
I need a lawsuit against this cruise ship company for this 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's probably owned by
gone
Zorg.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Also, like, where did all of those patrons go?
They had like escape
the light
pods.
Yeah, they were in like escape pods that were shooting out of the ship.
Okay, I wasn't sure if all of them were able to get away.
Oh,
Because,
I don't know.
I guess so.
They may or may not have, but
Because that's like a
Zorg
it's like a
didn't.
Titanic situation,
Right.
It's like, well, we only got so many rafts.
Well, they could like jump out into that water. It's probably infested with crazy, sea monster aliens.
Oh my god,
but-
yeah, that. No way. Okay, so
talk about
the
planet.
antimatter planet, it wanted the
Okay, come on with it.
it wanted the stones.
Well, it was it wanted to because the
It
stones were the
wanted-
only thing that could kill it.
Yes, it wanted to prevent the stones from coming together
Yeah,
because that's the
yeah,
only
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that was a threat to it from taking over everything.
I get
guess.
that, but as soon as Bruce Willis and Mila were running to the planet to put the stones in there,
Okay.
the planet decided, oh shit, I better just go run at Earth and explode it.
So there was
Why?
a throwaway line where Ian Holmes says they have 48 hours before this will happen.
You have 48 hours. That's the length of time it needs to adapt itself to our living conditions.
And then?
And then it will be too late. The goal of this thing is not to fight over money or power, but to exterminate life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a real throwaway.
Well,
It's
and
when
Oh my
he's
god,
talking-
there's so many throwaway
Well, yeah,
lines.
and
it's when
Bruce,
he's explaining stuff to the president about.
Well, and I
about
think
the
like
thing.
over the course of the plan, it's supposed to be like growing while they're watching it. Like it's supposed to be getting bigger. Or something.
I felt like
I
it only
don't
started
know.
growing when they were shooting at it.
Oh, that could be
Yeah, I think the planet does whatever it wants. It can like talk to Gary Oldman
Yeah,
through,
I mean,
through
yeah.
a telephone or whatever.
right, and make him bleed mysteriously out
Make,
of
make
his
him
head.
bleed his own blood.
Make him bleed his
Or-
own sweet baby rays out of his head.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense because in my head I was like, that planet could have just like ran at it and smashed into it like immediately. Like it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't need to sit
It,
there
like-
the whole time.
It was like on a sprint against them to get that done.
Yeah, he could have just gone to like the stones and destroyed that water planet or whatever.
It's true.
Yeah,
I liked the shot where all of these satellites were just like being like thrown right into that gravity and being sucked up by that antimatter planet.
yeah.
that
was
looks
really
sweet.
good.
A lot of the like practical effects were, of course, amazing. Even the CG was somewhat passable at times. Some of it was really weird.
Yeah.
When Mila Jovovich was getting put together by like weird CG robot arms.
Yeah,
That was the only like really telling part where it's like, that doesn't look so good.
it's a little weird.
There was
Doesn't
also
look
like
so
a
good, but-
a shot where you can notice the green screen of one of the planes as it was like flying into outer space. There was like a giant like green like glow around it, and I was like,
noticed
oh,
that.
that is so
that's
obviously
funny.
green
Oh,
screen.
it's just space. It's supposed to be
Everything's
green.
got green auras in space, you know?
Yeah, but it was like I was like maybe it's just like a light around it, but it was clearly in like a pentagon like type like shape.
That's
But he's
funny.
definitely using real sets whenever he can.
Oh yeah,
Real-
I mean,
real
a lot
things and real
of
people.
most of this movie, it was like made, like it said, like the apartment, like that from Bruce Willis's apartment was like all essentially real. I mean, it
Oh,
was
I bet
really
this
cool.
this movie cost a lot of money to make.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have to believe.
He made Leon the Professional in the middle of making this movie because it just like cost so much money.
Yeah, I can believe it.
I believe it.
But
Bruce Willis was a very extensive actor. At that
yeah,
point.
that's yep.
That's
There's
true.
a lot of sets and things in it. There's
That was
so much that
certainly
happens
at
in
the
this
height of
movie.
his career.
Yeah, yeah.
But so yeah, after they blow up the planet, then we get the delicious bone zone scene,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you
then-
want to end a movie,
You end with the bone zone.
you want to end with the bone zone.
It was her first bone to zone, or zone to bone.
There was one last thing I was going to bring up, and I forgot what it was. I should have just brought it up when I
Oh
was thinking
god,
about it.
dang it, Brad.
It was something somebody said at some point that sounded funny.
Oh, that okay. So it's only like a few of those, right?
Got
Got 'em. Got him.
I like that. Out of the movie takes place in 2259 or something like that, or 39. I like that Michael Jackson still exists as a person that people remember.
Yeah,
For sure, I think he will be.
classics. Yeah.
I think 300 years from now, he'll still be around, being a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this wasn't it, but I also do want to talk about the fact that Ruby Rat said buzzed all the time. We forgot to say that in the first part.
Oh, when he just wanted people out of his way.
Yeah, it was weird.
Everything he does is hilarious and great all the time.
Yeah, I loved it. I genuinely loved it.
They have so much energy to keep all that up.
Oh my god, I know, yeah.
Oh my.
I did also watch an interview with Bruce Willis and Chris Tucker separately, but they did not provide any valuable information. It was
We were
very
here
generic.
to get a paycheck.
They were like, yes, I can confirm I was in a movie called The Fifth Element.
Yeah, Chris Tucker was like, when I showed up to the movie, I literally didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't read the script or anything. Like, it wasn't given to me.
I just read the scene where I went down on a space alien lady, and I was like, sign me up.
Yeah, he was like, when I was talking with the guy that was doing the wardrobe for my character, all he said was just like, wow, this is something I've never done before. And I was like, well, of course.
Everything in this movie
We know that.
is so unique. Lilu's outfits are just like out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every outfit's weird, other than like the priests. They didn't come up with anything special for them to wear.
No.
Yeah, they talked. Mila talked about when she first started doing like the screen testing and stuff. She had all this like weird makeup on, and they were testing a lot of different things out. They were talking about like the hair color, and Luc Besson said that he wanted it to look like it was like a flame or on fire, and so they were talking about like, well, what color would that be? Could that be blue? Could it be green? Could it be, red, orange? And he eventually just settled on. He was like, I want it to look tangerine. Like that is what I want your hair to look like. And she said that her hair literally fell out 2 months into shooting the movie.
I'm sure.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, she was bald in her next movie, the Joan of Arc. She was in The Messenger, and she had super short hair.
That's probably why.
They
Well, it's also
probably
Joan of
dyed
Arc.
it so many times.
Oh
that
yeah,
it was just
I bet they
like,
killed
Yeah,
it.
it just
Yeah.
couldn't grow back.
because they said that they had to bleach it first and then dye it.
Yep.
Because you could tell like her roots are more yellow in the film. Oh, the only other thing that she said in the interview that was hilarious. She's doing a lot of like great like action sequences and like karate and stuff like that. But there was a couple shots where it required her to kick, like do like a high kick, and she was just like, I can't do that at all. So they had an animatronic foot for her. There's one shot.
awesome.
It is so cool. If I could find this interview, I'll post it when this episode comes out. There's one shot in particular where she just says all she had to do was just like thrust her body forward a little bit, and Luc Besson and like one of the producers just had this giant foot that they just like shot up in the air and like kicked this one alien in the face.
It's like the RoboCop spear hand.
I did that in a movie once. I made a little martial arts thing, and there's a part where someone does a jump kick, but we had the guy jump, and then I had my hand with a shoe in it, and during the jump, I just punched with my shoe hand.
It's amazing.
And it looked great.
Love it.
Movie magic, and that's what Luc Besson, he figures out a way. He uses
That's
the
how you do
practical
it.
effects and makes a good film.
Wasn't there a movie that we talked about with a giant fist at one point? Do you guys remember this?
A giant fist.
Someone gets punched, but like you could tell that the way it was shot, it required the fist to be huge. Oh, this is from an earlier episode, I'm pretty sure.
It sounds
Going back to my
familiar.
head of like what it could even be from. Indiana Jones?
It might have been.
Mystery Men?
Yeah, that's that's what it was. The
Oh,
giant
yeah.
finger.
The giant
finger. That's
The
what it
giant
was.
finger. The
There
giant
it
Coke
is.
finger.
Yep, that's right. Forgot about that.
And there it is.
Movie magic.
Just a quick reminder to check out our Patreon, whatremember.com, and join us on our next episode when we talk about Homeward Bound.
I'm gonna miss you so much.
Left behind with family friends
Have a nice vacation!
and far from their home. Three beloved pets take matters into their own paws. He's Shadow.
Something doesn't smell right.
She's Sassy.
Cats rule and dogs drool.
He's Chance.
Get a life. Get 9 of them.
Now, they're determined to find their way back.
I'm going home.
Wait!
They're off on an adventure they'll never forget.
Oh, this ground isn't nearly soft enough.
Don't be such a sissy, Sassy.
It's an untamed world full of surprises
What's that smell? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I never thought anything could smell too much.
P.U.
where nothing comes easy.
Hey, Scram, get your own fish.
Careful, pup.
Help!
And danger waits at every turn.
I gotta tell you, domesticated animals wouldn't stand a chance at it.
Where the forces of nature will test their ability to survive.
Run!
It will be an incredible journey home.
Hey guys, wait up!
Come on!
Home is just over that mountain.
Critics agree. 2 thumbs up, say Siskel and Ebert. A masterpiece of family entertainment, says ABC TV. In the classic tradition of Walt Disney Entertainment comes Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey.